Welcome to New English Learning Class. Today, I want you to imagine something very personal, something almost everyone in the world has experienced, but very few people have ever talked about deeply in English. Our topic is your first day in school. This is not just a story. This is a powerful way to learn English naturally, emotionally, and meaningfully. Let me take you back in time. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a small child standing at the gate of a school. The bag is almost bigger than the child's body. The shoes are new, slightly uncomfortable. The uniform feels strange, not yet familiar. The heart is beating fast, not because of running, but because of fear, excitement, and confusion all at the same time. That child is you. That moment is your first day in school. On your first day in school, everything feels new. The building looks huge, the classrooms feel crowded, the voices sound loud, even silence feels heavy. You are stepping into a completely new world, a world with rules, schedules, teachers, bells, and strangers who will slowly become classmates, friends, and sometimes lifelong companions. Let's talk about the morning of your first day in school. You wake up earlier than usual. Someone in your family wakes you up gently. Your mother, your father, or maybe an elder sibling says, "Wake up, it's your first day of school." Even if you do not fully understand what that means, you feel that this day is important. You get out of bed slowly. You feel nervous. You feel curious. You feel unsure. You get ready. You wear your school uniform for the first time. It feels stiff. It smells new. You look at yourself in the mirror. You look different. You are no longer just a child at home. You are becoming a student. That moment is small, but it changes your identity forever. While eating breakfast, you may not feel hungry, or maybe you eat quickly. Your family talks to you, tries to encourage you. They say things like, "Don't be afraid, listen to your teacher, make new friends," or "Do well in class." You nod your head, but inside, your mind is full of questions. What will the school be like? Will the teacher be kind? Will I make friends? What if I cry? What if I make a mistake? Then comes the journey to school. You walk, or you ride in a car, a bus, or maybe on a bicycle. The road feels different today. Everything feels more serious. As you get closer to the school, you start seeing other children. They are also wearing uniforms. Some look confident, some look scared, some are holding their parents' hands tightly, just like you. When you reach the school gate, emotions become stronger. Some children smile, some children cry, some refuse to let go of their parents. Maybe you feel a lump in your throat. Maybe your eyes feel heavy. This is normal. Fear of the unknown is a very human feeling. Your parent takes you inside the school. The school building feels big and unfamiliar. The walls are covered with charts, drawings, alphabets, numbers, and rules. The smell of chalk, books, and polish fills the air. You hear the sound of bells, footsteps, and voices echoing in the corridors. Then you meet your teacher. Your first teacher is a very special person in your life. Even if you do not remember their name, their face leaves a mark on your memory. The teacher greets you, maybe with a smile, maybe with a calm voice. The teacher tells you where to sit. The teacher's voice sounds firm, but also safe. At that moment, you realize that this person will guide you in this new world. You sit on a bench or a chair for the first time as a student. You look around. You see other children just like you. Some are looking at the teacher, some are looking at their parents, some are looking at you. You feel shy. You feel small. You feel out of place. But slowly, you start settling in. Your parent says goodbye. This is often the hardest moment. Your parent tell you they will come back later. They tell you to be brave. They smile, but you can see concern in their eyes too. As they leave, you feel a sudden emptiness. This is the first time you are learning independence. You are learning to stand on your own, even if it feels uncomfortable. Now the class begins. The teacher starts speaking. Maybe you do not understand everything. Maybe the language feels new. Maybe the rules feel strict. The teacher tells you when to sit, when to stand, when to speak, and when to stay quiet. This is your introduction to discipline. School is not just about learning subjects, it's about learning structure. You learn how to raise your hand before speaking. You learn how to sit properly. You learn how to listen. You learn how to wait for your turn. These small lessons shape your personality more than you realize. Then comes your first interaction with classmates. Someone sitting next to you may smile. Someone may ask your name. Someone may share a pencil or an eraser. These are tiny moments, but they are powerful. They are the beginning of social learning. You are learning how to talk to people outside your family. You are learning how to make friends. Your first friend in school may not stay your friend forever, but that first connection teaches you trust. As the day continues, you experience many firsts. Your first lesson, your first notebook, your first homework, your first mistake, your first praise. Maybe you write something wrong. Maybe you can't answer a question. Maybe you feel embarrassed. But this is where real learning starts. School teaches you that making mistakes is not failure. It's part of growth. You also experience your first break or recess. The bell rings and suddenly everything changes. The classroom becomes noisy, children stand up, talk, laugh, and run. You open your lunchbox, you see what others have brought, you compare, you share, you feel included. Or maybe you feel alone at first. Both experiences are normal. During recess, you learn freedom within limits. You learn joy, you learn competition, you learn cooperation. You learn how to win and how to lose. As the school day slowly comes to an end, you feel tired, but also proud. You survived your first day. You did something brave. You stepped into a new chapter of life. When the final bell rings, relief washes over you. You gather your things, you look for your parent. When you see them, your face lights up. You run towards them. You start talking immediately. You tell them everything, what you liked, what scared you, who you met, what the teacher said. At home, that day stays in your mind for a long time. You replay moments again and again. You think about tomorrow. You realize that school is now part of your life. Now, let's reflect deeper. Your first day in school is not just about school. It's about transition. It's about moving from comfort to challenge. It's about learning to exist in a larger world. It's your first step into society. This experience teaches you emotional strength. It teaches you patience. It teaches you adaptability. Every successful adult you see today once stood at a school gate feeling exactly the same fear and excitement. From an English learning perspective, this topic is extremely powerful. When you talk about your first day in school, you use past tense naturally. You describe emotions, you narrate events, you express feelings. This is how real English is learned, not by memorizing rules, but by telling meaningful stories. You can say, I was nervous. I felt excited. I did not know anyone. My teacher was kind. I made my first friend. These are simple sentences, but they carry deep meaning. If you practice speaking English using personal experiences like this, your fluency improves faster, your confidence grows, your thinking starts happening in English, not through translation. That is why storytelling is one of the strongest tools for language learning. Your first day in school reminds you that growth always begins with discomfort. Every new beginning feels difficult, but once you take the first step, the fear slowly disappears, just like learning English. At first, English feels unfamiliar. You feel shy, you feel afraid of making mistakes, But once you start speaking, once you allow yourself to be imperfect, improvement becomes inevitable. So remember this lesson. If you survived your first day in school, you can survive learning English. If you adapted to that new world, you can adapt to this language. If you learned step by step then, you can learn step by step now. Your first day in school was the beginning of your educational journey. Today, listening to this lesson, you are beginning or continuing another journey, the journey of mastering English. Take it one day at a time. Be patient with yourself. Speak without fear. Learn with curiosity. Because every expert was once a beginner.